A very good evening and welcome to the National News Telecast, brought to you live from the Rupavahini News Studios. I'm Vibhuda Vijay Bandara.
And I'm Kasnibal Chandradikari. We start off with a look at your headlines of tonight.
Hindus worldwide celebrate Maha Shivaratri today. Sri Lanka assures the Human Rights Council that there will be no room for racism in the country. Although many areas received rains, many water sources are at the risk of drying. Namal Rajapaksa gives a 5-hour statement regarding the Airbus deal. Prices of used vehicles may considerably decrease due to import of new vehicles. Peradeniya Engineering Faculty introduces a gadget to prevent collision of wild elephants at running trains. In news overseas, 46 were killed in a crash of an aircraft belonging to the Sudan Air Force.
And now for the headlines and more stories in detail. Hindu devotees world over celebrate Maha Shivaratri Day today.
And according to Hinduism, Hindu devotees believe that God Shiva showed the world that he is the mightiest God on a day like today. Hindus declare that God Shiva appeared in the world as a ray of light today and mark the day with respect and offerings from this night to the morning of the following day. In Hinduism, it is stated that maintaining fasting on a noble day like today would lead to eliminate all the vices of the mankind. During the early dawn of the fasting period, having a bath and decorating a photo of God Shiva or Shivalinga, devotees should go to Shiva temples. Fasting should be maintained on this day, having only one meal and remaining sleepless throughout the whole night. Hindu devotees are engaging in these rituals and religious observances at Hindu temples throughout the day. Their belief is to get rid of all evil by conducting these rituals. President Anukumar Dissanayake wishes all the good aspirations of the Hindu devotees worldwide will be fulfilled on this noble day. Issuing a message to mark the Maha Shivaratri Day, the President stated that this is a time the inter-religious harmony should be valued and protected by all communities. The President said that there is a moment to nurture interfaith harmony, celebrate our diversity and move forward with love and mutual respect, dedicating ourselves to the progress of our beloved motherland. As we journey towards a brighter future, it is our collective responsibility to build a nation grounded in unity and strength. We are stepping into a time of transformation, embracing political, economic and social renewal, shaping a future that holds promise and hope for all. On this sacred night, as the glowing lamps of Maha Shivaratri illuminate our surroundings, let them also illuminate our hearts, guiding us with unwavering faith along the path we have chosen. Let us walk forward together, hand in hand, in the spirit of peace, unity and shared prosperity. Issuing a message, Opposition Leader Sajid Premadasa says that all should recollect the importance of multiracial, multireligious and cultural diversity in the country as a nation of all communities. The Opposition Leader expressed his wishes for spiritual emancipation may lead to establishing peace and serenity for the Hindu brethren and all other communities in Sri Lanka.
Minister Vijitha Herat says that the government is committed to prevent the possibility of cropping up racism again in Sri Lanka in the future. Addressing the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, the minister stressed that present government's policy is to strengthen the domestic mechanism for human rights processes. The 58th session of the UN Human Rights Council commenced last Monday and concludes on the 4th of April. Representing Sri Lankan government, Minister Vijitha Herat delivered his speech yesterday.
The people of Sri Lanka elected a new government with a strong mandate to direct the country towards economic, social and political transformation. The government has pledged to take tangible steps to further advance national unity and reconciliation. The President has proposed to declare a Sri Lankan Day in line with our vision for a reconciled Sri Lanka and bridging gaps between communities. The fundamental and long-standing principles of democracy and freedom enshrined in our Constitution will be respected and safeguarded while protecting the human rights of all citizens. We will ensure that the domestic processes established to address remaining challenges from the conflict will continue their work in an independent and credible manner.
Prior to his address, Minister Vijay Tahera delivered an address high-level segment of the conference on disarmament. He said that Sri Lanka also is an active partner of key humanitarian armament treaties, including the Anti-Personnel Mine Ban Convention. He said that Sri Lanka stands ready to work with all nations to make the goal of disarmament not just an aspiration but a reality. On the sidelines of the summit, the minister held a special discussion with the Japanese Deputy Minister of Parliamentary Affairs Akiko Ikuina with the objective of further strengthening the cooperation between the two nations. Minister Vijay Tahera also Nur Mohammadov.
A discussion on Sri Lanka's current security situation was held today at the Presidential Secretariat under the leadership of President Anrukumar Dissanayake. Meeting with senior naval officials, attention was drawn to future securing measures concerning the country's security situation. Extensive discussions were held on maritime operations conducted to ensure national security, including efforts to curb arms and drug trafficking via sea routes and surveillance missions in deep-sea waters. Deputy Minister of Defence Aruna Jayasekara, Secretary to the Ministry of Defence Air Vice Marshal Sampattu Yakunta, Commander of the Navy Vice Admiral Kanchana Banaguda and several senior naval officers participated in this meeting.
The first filling station under the brand of Shell was opened today under the patronage of the US Ambassador Julie Chung. Shell retail sales of fuel is a joint business of RM Park and Trista Holdings. RM Park is an experienced company in North America for fuel retail sales. Under the Shell brand, 150 filling stations network will be set up throughout the island. This was a contract project signed with Sri Lanka Petroleum and the Ministry of Power in 2023 for a period of 20 years.
Now we're together as we witness the historic moment of filling the first vehicle at the station.
It's great to join you here today to celebrate this exciting new chapter in Sri Lanka's energy sector that brings together RM Parks, a renowned American family company with a rich history in fuel distribution, and Shell, a name synonymous with quality and innovation. And especially to our visitors from RM Parks, TriStar, and Shell. Now together, we celebrate a momentous occasion, the grand opening of the first RM Parks and TriStar fueled Shell-branded fuel shed in Sri Lanka in over 6 decades.
Now, a person has been shot in Pattandugoda in Minuwangoda this morning. It is reported that the victim is receiving treatment at the Gampa hospital at present. According to the police, the shooting occurred at 10:50 a.m. today. The victim has been identified as a 38-year-old three-wheeler driver, a resident of Pattandugoda area. He was shot by a pistol by two persons mounted on a motorbike while he was waiting at the three-wheeler park. The victim was admitted to the Minuwangoda hospital and police said later he was transferred to the Gampa hospital for further treatment. Minuwangoda police is conducting further investigations. The Valasmula Magistrates Court today granted permission to the police to detain another suspect of Middenniya three-member killing for 72 hours for further questioning. The suspect, who was arrested yesterday, was produced before the Valasmula Acting Magistrate Chintana Bandaranaike this morning. 6 suspects have been arrested so far in connection with the Middenniya killing, which took place on the 18th of February. Middenniya Police and the Tangol Crime Investigation Bureau are conducting investigations in this connection. The suspect was arrested yesterday at the Vakamula area in Veerakatia under the charge of abating and conspiring for the killing. The suspect is a 37-year-old resident of Hakuruvela. Mother and brother of the main female suspect arrested over the Ganimullah Sanjeeva killing have been remanded until the 7th of March under an order issued by the Colombo Magistrates Court. The Colombo Crime Division today produced the suspects before courts, and then the officials informed the courts that the male and female suspects were kept under detaining orders and were questioned. The officials request the courts to remand the suspects as the relevant detaining order has expired. Thereby, Colombo Additional Magistrate Pasa Namarasena ordered the suspects to be remanded until the 7th of March. The officials informed that the investigations have revealed that the two suspects were aware of the killing in advance.
Professor Mohammed Mahish of the Department of Sociology of the Colombo University says that in reporting crimes, media should self-discipline. He stressed this fact expressing views regarding the crimes occurred during the past few days. Professor Mohammed Mahish of the Department of Sociology of the Colombo University said that this crime situation cannot be controlled by controlling the underworld gangs or criminals. The media institutions and the social media should have self-discipline in reporting these crimes. They should act in an accountable and responsible manner. Otherwise, the young generation will hero worship the criminals and attempt to become popular characters. Media institutions have exaggerated the criminals and crime situation at present. Therefore, the media should act in a responsible manner to control crimes.
Parliamentarian Nama Rajapaksa appeared before the CID this morning in connection with an investigation conducted over the Airbus deal. He has given statements to the CID over a period of 5 hours. Allegations were levelled against Nama Rajapaksa during the past period regarding a money transaction in purchasing 6 A350 aircrafts and 8 A350 aircrafts to the Sri Lankan Airlines in 2013. These allegations were levelled against him through the documents presented to a case heard in a foreign court. The CID had started an investigation regarding this deal in 2020. Nama Rajapaksa was called up for the CID today to obtain a statement regarding this matter.
The committee stage debate of the Budget 2025 is scheduled to commence from tomorrow. The second reading of the budget passed in Parliament with 2/3 majority yesterday. President Anurag Kumar Dissanayake as the Finance Minister presented the second reading of the Appropriation Bill for 2025 to the Parliament on the 17th of this month. Later, the second reading of the budget debate was held from the 18th to yesterday for 7 days. At the voting, 155 parliamentarians voted for the budget and only 46 voted against it. Accordingly, Speaker Dr. Jagat Vikramaratne informed the Parliament that second reading of the budget passed in the Parliament with a majority of 109 votes. The committee stage debate will commence from tomorrow to the 21st of March for a period of 19 days.
In terms of Article 148 Constitution, Parliament shall have full control over public finance. So accordingly, the appropriation bill is passed in Parliament every year. The second reading of the appropriation bill was passed in Parliament yesterday, having continued the second reading debate for 7 days. So from tomorrow, the committee stage debate of the appropriation bill will commence. Tomorrow, Parliament will meet at 9:30. And after the usual business of the day, Parliament will by resolution convert into the committee of the whole Parliament. Then the Honourable Speaker will take the chair as the chairman of the committee and sit with the secretaries. The opposition will move the cut motion and the debate will go on for 7.5 hours throughout the day. At 6 p.m., the committee will consider each head of expenditure pertaining to the particular ministry and pass the amendments as proposed by the relevant minister. So tomorrow we have 25 such heads to be passed in the committee, including the Honourable President, Office of the Prime Minister, Judges of the Superior Court, Office of the Cabinet of Ministers, Office of the Public Service Commission and the other dependent commissions, and then the Parliament of Sri Lanka. Thereafter, Parliament will resume and the Honourable Speaker will report to the House that the heads of expenditure have been duly passed, with or without amendments. The committee stage will continue until the 21st of March, and at the last date of the debate, the third reading will be also taken, the vote will be taken, and ultimately the appropriation bill will be passed in Parliament.
After the committee stage debate, voting of the third reading is scheduled to be held at 6 p.m. on the 21st of March.
Minister Anil Jayanta Fernando says that income tax concessions have been granted to suppliers of digital services from this budget. He made this comment at a media briefing held today. Minister Anil Jayanta Fernando says that if the monthly income is less than 150,000 rupees, no income tax is charged from April. If the amount exceeds 150,000 rupees, a 6% tax is charged for the first 85,000 rupees. For the next 43,000 rupees, income tax is 12%. In this manner, the tax will be increased up to 24%, 30% and 36% for each 43,000 rupees of excess income. However, the service export income is free of income taxes and it had been exempted from taxes with effect from the 1st of January in 2020. However, the tax has been reimposed subjected to a 15% maximum. The persons who supply digital services have been provided with a relief from this budget. The 2025 budget feature today focused attention on the social security system. A sum of 794 billion rupees has been allocated from the budget this year under the theme of a social security system covering all. Out of the amount, the maximum portion has been set aside for pensions and gratuity. The amount is 479.7 billion rupees and a sum of 311.7 billion rupees has been allocated for the pensions of 730,000 pensioners. 77 billion rupees have been given to public service widowers and orphans allowances. The amount allocated for payment of gratuity is 42 billion rupees. 49 billion rupees have been set aside for the compensation of deceased and injured soldiers. The amount earmarked for the Asvasama program is 232.5 billion rupees. Out of that, 160 billion rupees will be used to provide financial grants for low-income families. 36.9 billion rupees have been allocated for the allowances paid to differently abled persons in low-income families. The amount given for the allowances for elderly people is 28.9 billion rupees. A sum of 4.5 billion rupees will be paid to kidney patients. 2 billion rupees have been set aside to the payment of stationery allowances for school children. 10 billion rupees have been allocated to reimburse the amount of extra interest to banks paid to accounts of senior citizens. A sum of 5 billion rupees have been allocated for the relief given to people who have pawned their jewellery in banks. 24.26 billion rupees have been provided for the salaries and other expenses of the Samruddhi department, and the amount given to Sri Lanka Social Security Board is 0.48 billion rupees. National Elders Secretariat has received 0.4 billion rupees from the budget.
The Meteorology Department says that rains experienced in many areas ending the prevailing dry weather condition. Showers or thunder showers may occur in the northern, north central, eastern and Uva provinces and in the Matale, Nuwara and Hambantota districts today as well. According to the weather forecast, fairly heavy rains over 75 milliliters may occur in the eastern and Uva provinces and in the Matale, Nuwara, Polonnaruwa, Gowal, Matara, Kalutara and Ratnapura districts. Informs the public to take necessary precautions to minimize possible dangers of lightning accompanied with the thunder showers. Engineer of the Irrigation Department MHPSD Herat said that 73 major reservoirs are full up to 86% of the total capacity. In addition, in the irrigational reservoirs in some districts are full up to 90%. Accordingly, water can be issued successfully for the upcoming Yala season. Disaster Management and Disaster Relief Services Centre says that there is a risk of drying up drinking water sources in many areas due to the dry weather. Accordingly, 828 families in the Valigapola area in the Ratnapura district and 1,057 families in the Ahaligoda and 393 families in Matugama areas in the Kalutara district are being provided with drinking water. Director of the Disaster Management Centre, retired Major General Uday Herat, said that relief are available by dialing hotline 117. In addition, there are relief officials at the disaster management centres in each district. There is also a mechanism of relief in the divisional secretariat level as well.
Providing numbers to the 12 contestants who have been qualified for the finals of Ru Kirula 2025 contest of the national television was conducted at the corporation premises today. Rupavahini Aurudhukumariya is to be crowned in line with the Sirilakapiri Aurudhu 2025 New Year celebrations. A large number of applications have been received by the SLRC for the contest this year. Out of them, 1,500 contestants were selected for the first round. Later, 100 was selected for the second round and 12 for the finals. The contest is judged by a veteran board of judges. Veteran choreographer Dr. Channa Vijayawardena, model advisor Rukmal Senanayaka, veteran design artist Praneeth Ranavira, veteran beautician Chamin Habrakunda, Dr. Prasad Deshapriya, business advisor Aruna Ratnaik and director board of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation were present at the occasion of distributing members to the final contestants. Director of the Rupavahini Aurudhukumariya contest this year is senior producer Dhammika David. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says that the public trust on the Ministry of Health had been tarnished due to the inefficiency of supplying medicine during the past period. The minister made these comments joining in an inspection visit at the Sri Lanka's first state Ususala premises. The oldest Ususala of Sri Lanka marks the 51st anniversary today. The minister participated at a ceremony organised in the Ususala premises in this connection. The minister also inspected the Ususala premises and he focused attention on the new laboratory set up in the premises and other new constructions. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that even at this moment, people are requesting to set up an SPC outlet in their town. The government will focus attention to fulfill these requests of the people island-wide. This is a ministry of challenges. The biggest challenge is supplying pharmaceuticals. The minister said that treatment to patients preventing diseases have become subsequent at present. If the public confidence of the Ministry of Health is tarnished, all our attempts are in vain.
The Sri Lanka Vehicle Importers Association says that the price of used vehicles will decrease by a considerable amount following the arrival of imported vehicles to the market. Chairman of the association, Sampath Merenchike, revealed these facts at a media briefing held in Colombo today. Chairman of the Sri Lanka Vehicle Importers Association, Sampath Merenchike, said that the first largest vehicle carrier will arrive in the island on the 28th of this month. A large number of vehicles have been imported from Thailand and Japan. After the arrival of these vehicles to the market, prices of used vehicles will go down largely, ranging up to 25 to 40%.
State of Kuwait celebrated the 6th and the 34th Liberation Day, emphasizing its strong diplomatic ties with Sri Lanka. A National Day ceremony was held in Colombo on Monday. Kuwait and Sri Lanka have enjoyed a strong relationship for 54 years, covering areas such as politics, economics, trade, culture and healthcare. Diplomatic relations between Kuwait and Sri Lanka officially began on the 19th of February in 1971. The Embassy of the State of Kuwait in Sri Lanka was established in 1995, while the Sri Lankan Embassy in Kuwait was founded in 1981. Kuwait and Sri Lanka are committed to further strengthening these ties, and Kuwait became the top destination for Sri Lankan workers, with 77,847 individuals securing employment in last year alone, contributing to a total of 165,103 Sri Lankans living in Kuwait. The National Day celebrations were held under the patronage of Othman MHS Alomar, Charge d'Affaires of the Embassy of State of Kuwait. Minister Dr. Upali Panilage was the chief guest of the event.
Regionally, Kuwait has been a key supporter of neighboring Arab and Islamic nations. On the global stage, it's respected for its generosity having aided 105 countries since the establishment of Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development. In Sri Lanka, there are more than 14 projects launched since 1967 across various sectors including agriculture, transport, energy, industry, and social development. Kuwait and Sri Lanka have enjoyed a strong relationship for 54 years, covering areas like politics, economies, trade, culture, and healthcare. Both countries are committed to further strengthening these ties.
On behalf of His Excellency President Andrakumara Disanayake, the government and the people of Sri Lanka and the state of Kuwait enjoy close and cordial relations for over 50 years. President Andrakumara Disanayake, with His Highness Sheikh Ahmed Al-Abdullah Al-Ahmad Al-Sabah, Prime Minister of the State of Kuwait, on the sideline of the World Government Summit in United Arab Emirates earlier this month, in which President Andrakumara Disanayake emphasized potential for cooperation in investment and tourism as well as exploring new strategic initiatives to enhance economic cooperation between two countries.
The engineering faculty of the Peradeniya University has been able to introduce a significant gadget using artificial intelligence to prevent collision of wild elephants on running trains. The test was carried out successfully last week along the Eastern Railway line using this gadget. Accordingly, this gadget can inform the engine driver about an animal roaming on the railway track beyond 500 meters. Dean of the Engineering Faculty of the Peradeniya University, Professor Lilantha Samranayake, says that this gadget is active even in the thick darkness.
A workshop to exchange knowledge for public enterprises was held in Colombo yesterday. It has been organized as a part of the government's long-term commitment to promote economic stability and enhancing the supply of public services. This workshop was organized by the Presidential Secretariat with the support of the All Postgraduates Association of Business Administration in the Colombo University. They focused attention on the efficiency of public enterprises, promoting contribution to national economic development and accountability, institutional and finance management, and anti-corruption policies. Senior Additional Secretary to the President GMRD Apunso expressed views on enhancing administration of public enterprises. Chairman of the Old Business Administration Postgraduates Association of the Colombo University, Suraj Radampola, discussed the importance of exchanging knowledge to promote efficiency in public enterprises. The aim of this workshop is to build up a responsible and sustainable culture that is directly aligned with the objectives of Clean Sri Lanka program. Foreign news on the other side of this break. Welcome back, and in your foreign news tonight, the death toll from a Sudanese military aircraft crash in the city of Omdurman increased to at least 46 people, including women and children. This incident is considered as one of the deadliest plane crashes in Sudan. The Antonov aircraft crashed over a populated district in Omdurman, also injuring at least 10 people. According to the government-run Khartoum media office, an initial death toll of 19 was provided by the health ministry, and the military said in a statement that the plane crashed while taking off from the Wadi Saidana air base north of Omdurman. It is reported that the crash also damaged a number of houses in the area. And in your sports news tonight, India Masters won the match of International Masters League T20 cricket tournament against England Masters by 9 wickets. The match was played in Navi Mumbai yesterday.
Winning the toss, India Masters elected to field first. Accordingly, England Masters scored 132 runs for 8 wickets, and in reply, India Masters passed the victory target only by just losing 1 wicket.
And with that, we wrap up tonight's English news on Rupavahini. I'm Kasani signing off together with Vibhuda. Good night. Sorry, sports news, I heard.
அதிர்ஷ்டம் என்று சொன்னாலே அது டிஎல்பி தான் என்று சொல்லும் அளவுக்கு ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் ஏராளமான வெற்றி வாய்ப்புகளை உங்களுக்கு வழங்குகின்ற டிஎல்பியின் மற்றும் ஒரு லாட்டரி ஷோ வாயிலாக உங்கள் அனைவரையும் சந்திப்பதில் மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி. இன்றைய தினம் மகா சிவராத்திரி தினம். இந்த நன்னாளில் உங்களுக்கு அதிர்ஷ்டத்தையும் அதிகம் வழங்குவதற்கு நாம் தயாராக இருக்கின்றோம். உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், இப்பொழுது லொத்தர் சந்தையில் 56 கோடி ரூபாய்க்கும் அதிகமான பிரம்மாண்டமான ஜாக்பாட் பணப்பரிசலோடு இப்பொழுது கப்ருக்க வளம் வந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது. அதிகமாக கப்ருக்க டிக்கெட்டுகளை கொள்வனவு செய்து கொள்வதன் மூலமாக நீங்களும் கூட அந்த கோடீஸ்வர வெற்றியாளராக மாறலாம். அது மாத்திரமன்றி இப்பொழுது செகண்ட் சான்ஸ் மூலமாக சூப்பர் போல் மற்றும் ஷனிதாவில் 50,000 ரூபாய்க்கு அதிகமாக நீங்கள் 200 ரூபாய்